Admiral Sex no longer felt pride in his title. The once mighty Dominion's edge was cracked in half, drifting silently in the wreckage field. His body was pinned under fallen steel. The bridge was dark. Fires danced in the broken panels. His crew, those who still breathed, sat in silence, too broken to scream. This was supposed to be the Coalition's greatest victory. Instead, it had become its greatest shame. Across the stars, the human fleet moved slowly, deliberately, like wolves surrounding a crippled giant. And for the first time in his long career, Sex understood fear. The edge of human ships didn't move like machines anymore. They glided like living things, like shadows born from nightmares. Coalition sensors no longer made sense. Every scan came back with wrong data. Energy levels off the charts. Mass readings that defied physics. Sex coughed, blood soaking his uniform. He blinked at the view screen. A massive human vessel, the one they called Iron Will, approached. Its hull shimmered with unknown energy. Around it, swarms of smaller craft twisted like birds in perfect sync. "Admiral," his injured aide whispered. "Orders?" Sex didn't answer. There were no orders left to give. The war was already over. On board the Iron WL, Captain Ji-hun stood quietly at the center of his command deck. His officers moved around him, like gears in a perfect machine. Commander So-mi read out the final damage report. Coalition losses: 29,842 confirmed destroyed. Remainder in retreat. No casualties on our side. Ji-hun didn't smile. He didn't cheer. He only nodded. Begin cleanup. Retrieve survivors. Disarm enemy wrecks. He turned to the crew. His voice was calm, clear, cold. Make sure they understand. We didn't survive this war. We ended it. The moment of Admiral Sex watched as a human boarding. Craft docked onto the shattered hull of his ship. For a moment, he hoped they would simply finish him. Instead, the hatch opened. Human soldiers entered, quiet, professional, faces calm. Not bloodthirsty monsters, not even angry, just determined. A woman stepped forward. Her armor was scratched from battle, but she stood tall. "I am Lieutenant Yoon-ji of the Earth Defense Force." Sex coughed. Why? Why show mercy? Yoon-ji looked him in the eye, because mercy is a choice we still have. But don't mistake it for weakness. She raised her wrist. "Evac medical team. One survivor. Bring him in alive." The Council's DOWNFALL-3. Days later, the Galactic Council gathered in emergency session. Panic filled the hall. Representatives from 47 species shouted over one another. Some begged for surrender. Others demanded revenge. Then the lights dimmed. Every display in the chamber flickered. The human symbol appeared, a white spiral wrapped around a red flame. And then Ji-hun's face appeared. No one made a sound. "You brought fire to our world. You told us to bow. We did not. You tried to erase us. We survived. You called us primitive. You made us monsters." He paused. Images filled the chamber, earth in flames, cities crumbling, children dying. The room went quiet. "We gave you a chance for peace. You chose war. Now you will listen." So-mi stepped beside him. "There will be no more junior species. No more forced alliances. No more lies about peace while hiding weapons behind your back." Ji-hun's eyes turned cold. "You will leave Earth alone. You will leave our allies alone. Or next time, we won't stop at your ships." A lesson carved in METL. The Council had no choice. The Coalition fleet was gone. Human weapons had rewritten every known law of galactic warfare. Their strategy was unbreakable. Their ships indestructible. Their unity uncheckable. The Council surrendered fully within the week. Ships didn't invade. They didn't bomb. They simply remained like silent judges above every major world, reminding the galaxy that Earth would not be ignored. Every surviving coalition leader signed the Treaty of Soul. Never again would any species approach Earth. With threats, those who broke the treaty disappeared quietly. Aftermath? Earth are reborn months later, Earth still healed. The skies were no longer ash gray. Oceans were clean again. The new capital, New Seoul, stood where the old cities had been burned away. Captain Ji-hun walked through a quiet garden beneath the dome of the new colony. The air smelled of spring and survival. Beside him, Commander Somi carried a tablet. Rebuilding efforts are ahead of schedule. Terraforming units are stable. Civilian morale is high. Ji-hun looked out at the children playing on the grass. Do they know how close we came to the end? They don't need to, Somi said. They're the reason we fought. The wall of Namisa's steel wall rose at the edge of the garden. Names were carved into it, names of those who died when Earth was first attacked. Scientists, children, soldiers, entire families. Somai ran her hand across the names. Ji-hun closed his eyes. We didn't ask for this war, he said softly, but we answered it. She nodded, and the stars listened. The last words of the Wera, final message was sent to every species in the galaxy. No threats, no declarations, just a statement. Humanity was tested. We were burned. We were broken, but we are still here. We do not seek conquest. We do not seek vengeance. But if you bring war to our home again, we will bring you extinction. We are not your experiment. We are not your project. We are the storm you made. A new age begins. The stars were quiet now. The war had changed everything. But humanity stood not as conquerors, but as survivors. A single line, engraved below the wall of names, said it best. We do not kneel. We do not break. We rise. And so Earth rose stronger than ever, remembered by the galaxy not for how it suffered, but for how it fought back.